we're getting different feedback on sort of how you watch college football, your demeanor towards it. Brandon Marcel going to be with us at 9 a.m. this morning, discuss the new way to build teams in college football. Has that really changed? Are people taking that approach? Because I love this Indiana model. I look at it. I appreciate it. I do think that it would be probably the most advantageous for most as far as building their team.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of coaches that I still hear talking publicly, talk to privately, that are going to do it the old school way. And I just wonder, Greg, is that, I don't know what's right, wrong, and different, good, bad.
Sure.
But most coaches, especially at programs that have some sort of traditional prowess, we're still going to be predominantly high school recruiting.
Yeah.
And I wonder sometimes, like, how big can you win doing that? Honestly.
High school recruiting?
Predominantly. I'm not saying nobody's all high school recruiting. Mm-hmm. Nobody is no high school recruiting. But the folks who are essentially saying we will be majority high school recruiting and then we'll pick and choose our portal guys, I honestly wonder, can you realistically win big doing it that way?
Oh, you can. You can. Absolutely you can. Look at Georgia. I mean, Georgia had 2 guys that started games for them that were transfers last year. So, yes, it can be done that way, 1,000%. And frankly, I still think that's the way to do it.
Okay, personally. You say Georgia, I say who else? The teams at the top right now can live that life. But who else?
Ohio State?
For sure.
Yeah.
They've made some heavy portal additions recently.
Yeah, add a couple pieces here and there just to, elevate a position. In time, Bama, once they get outside of the window that is the Coach Saban retires, 46 guys out of the portal, we got it back. It's like in time here in a couple of years, Bama will be a program like that.
I think it's going to be where your traditional powers can still live that life. The other teams, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, Vanderbilt, Utah, they're still going to have to be much closer to 60-40. 60% high school recruits you try to hang on to. And the reason that I wonder if you can do it is not can you get enough good players. I wonder more for depth and how many players are you realistically going to be able to keep.
Sure.
So if you sit there and say, we will not build 60%, 40%, 35% of our roster with transfer guys.
Yeah.
How many guys are you just going to not have on your team? It's cool that you got 4 5-stars this year and 7 4-stars. But when we get 3 years down the road of that, if you're taking the Dabo Swinney approach, and I realize he's morphing a little bit, if you're taking the Dabo approach,
right,
you're going to have 50 kids on your football team at some point. I wonder how many can realistically do that, as in get them, number one, keep them, number two, and then develop them, number three, to actually being good players on the field.
I still think it's a 70-30. Ideally, 70-30 is where I'd love to live. 70-30 high school to portal, where I'd love to live. That's me. Partly one, I think you can probably get a slight discount if you have a guy homegrown. Slight. I'm not saying it's a lot. I'm saying it's slight. If you have a guy that's happy, don't mess with happy, all this other stuff. You can point to Clemson's situation this year. They didn't lose for lack of talent. They lost for lack of consistency.
Fair.
They totally wet the bed like 3 games out of the gate. So that's where and frankly, I don't know if their quarterback was ever as good as the recruiting rankings wanted to make him out to be. He's a good player. Really, really, really liked what he did last year. But the 2 years prior, not great. Just thought he would continue to get better. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks in the country coming into last year because I thought the progress would continue. I didn't expect a level off.
He may have been the last wave of wait till you see this guy. Remember that in college football? Remember wait till you see this guy? It was one of the complaints that I used to have.
We don't have that now? Deuce Knight?
Well, we saw him.
And what was the reaction?
Actually, I think you're referencing Hank Brown.
No, he was the most accurate quarterback in the history of the world. No, but
he was the only one that could write the ship.
You're telling me we don't have that right now with Keelan Russell?
Not nearly as much.
You're telling me we don't have that with CJ Carr?
No, actually, not with Keelan Russell. I think it's much more should be the guy now than wait till you see this guy.
Maybe.
Honestly, think about it.
Yeah.
It used to be like, I just remember when Trevor Lawrence left, it was like, yeah, he was nice, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is next
train's
level.
going to keep on rolling.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, good player, but.
Yep.
And now some ended up the but being right. But it's where I came up with Bud Bama.
Arch Manning.
And that's where this thing happened.
Yeah.
Arch Manning.
To this point, who has had a more successful college career?
Oh, it's Quinn.
Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning?
Oh.
Well, so far, yeah,
Quinn.
Quinn Ewers.
Okay. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is just. But Arch
Bryce Underwood.
also waited. We didn't have to wait.
We
Put him in now.
That was immediate.
I'm gonna keep going.
Also, who was who are we coming off of there? That
Jackson Arnold.
already.
Jackson Arnold.
Old
Dylan
J.J.
Gabriel.
McCarthy,
Dylan
man.
Gabriel was good, but boys, I'm telling you, this Jackson Arnold kid. Whoo!
Wait till you see him.
Wait till you see him.
Wow.
It's
Life comes
everywhere.
at you fast.
Amari Cooper was one of the biggest examples of that. And the reason that it was somewhat, he ended up being an amazing college player. But some of the reasons it was kind of ridiculous was, this Julio guy was good. Wait till you see Amari Cooper. It's like, we don't have to turn the page from him. He can still be really good.
Well, in fairness, like
we
Amari,
don't have to throw him away because the
you're
next guy is
right.
going to be good.
Amari was like
Incredible.
crazy
Oh, he's a
polished as a
It's fine.
freshman. Like the level of polish as a freshman was
Yes.
insane.
The point of my discussing this is not that was the next guy good or not. It's just that you don't have to completely dispose of previous player because next player might be good.
The best example is running back still. Like I to this day will always remember, like, we're kind of glad Mark's gone because Trent's way better. Oh, we're kind of glad Trent's gone because Eddie Lacy is way better.
You see
It's like-
TJ Yeldon in the state championship game?
Right.
Wait till he gets here.
Wait till he gets here.
It is unbelievable. Like,
And it's
I
not
mean,
just Alabama. This is
no, it's everywhere. But
everywhere.
those are sensitive to me because, like, Mark's my guy, Trent's my guy. Like, don't disrespect my guys. Like, like that will always bother me. You think Derrick Henry's good? Wait till you see this guy we got in named Bo Scarborough. He's unbelievable.
Look how bigger.
I mean, it's like Derrick Henry's nothing. Bo Scarborough's he's faster and bigger and shiftier. What are we doing?
Right.
You can appreciate greatness and also acknowledge that the next guy might
Be as good.
Previous guy can still be good. It's
Right.
okay.
Can
We still allow
confirm.
him to be a good player. It's okay.
Can confirm.
The real EW tweets in, the Bediako thing is likely going to happen. It's going to come down to a judge's ruling, not an NCAA statement. Bediako has a few things going for him. I see no difference in the European pro players that come over here and are eligible immediately. I said a little bit earlier that there had been a statement released from one of his attorneys, Darren Heitner, on Twitter tweets, "It's an honor to represent Charles Bediako as part of his legal team in this eligibility dispute against the NCAA. Charles seeks recognition of his right to compete for the University of Alabama. The NCAA's arbitrary and inconsistent enforcement of its eligibility standards is inflicting immediate and irreparable harm upon him. This harm is particularly egregious given the NCAA's recent decisions granting eligibility to athletes with far more extensive professional experience, revealing a pattern of selective and inequitable application of its own rules. Congratulations, Darren, on your vocabulary." I don't know, man. I don't see it. I understand that there have been some instances that have slipped through the cracks. I think they're going to try to slam the door on those. And yeah, they will continue to try and battle it in court. That's going to be real. They're going to continue to get sued. Thomas Mars is all over this. That's always scary for the NCAA.
Perhaps. Here's what I love. Right now, according to the Google machine, as of early 2025, he signed a minimum contract at around $2.05 million potential with the Pistons, but was waived heading to their G League affiliate, where salaries are between $40,000 and $50,000. I will let him come back. We'll pay him $60,000. $60,000. Get him on a good deal. That's better than his G League contract. Like, let's go.
Have we heard from? And I honestly don't know. I haven't looked. Have we heard from Nate? Does he want him? Dead serious. I don't know.
think he said anything.
I don't. I have Kenny. I don't even know. Like, what's the process?
I hadn't
there?
heard
Kenny. What?
Can he say something? I don't know.
Legally.
More eligibility? Like what?
Yeah, right. Like
Is he tampering?
like We'd like 'em.
I don't know the answer to these things.
G League commissioner comes down,
Hey.
tampering with our guys.
Tamper. That is amazing. What if that had happened? That'd be incredible.
All right, serious question. I don't know.
I think Natos is locked in on the squad he has now.
Stephen Madrid tweets in, Greg and Damian, amazing job today. Cole, pick it up, buddy. Slacking.
Sound like O-line
Yeah,
coach.
is he talking about my read on Bill Smith? Really nailed it. Sorry, Andy. Sorry, Jonathan.
Talking about me.
Sound like an offensive coordinator.
No, clearly he's hearing things because Damian's been terrific.
Appreciate it.
William
I'm at about
tweets in,
38%.
at Mac and Q, perhaps Kenny Chesney, ETSU grad, is the reason they keep getting these big name QBs.
But he also is a fan of many, many schools.
Lots of schools.
Will Healy was the head coach.
Is he not now?
Yeah, he's still there.
I think he's still
I
there.
thought he was still there. So, J.A. tweets in, Cole, we're roughly the same age. I still have season tickets, but I don't carry a loss like I did before. With dragging to work the next week, now I'm over it before I leave the stadium. This has happened over the past 3-4 seasons. Care is diminishing, by the year due to NIL.
But that's not true. The playoff is what's changing your care.
But I will ask this, though. Is it changing your overall consumption?
Right.
Your attitude towards it, demeanor towards it, and how it affects you may not be changing, but are you consuming less of it?
Yeah.
We've had multiple people say, I'm actually consuming more of it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe less overall care about an individual team is allowing you to consume more of other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's possible. So maybe you're watching more casually. It's easier to watch other teams now. You have quad boxes on TV. Like there's a lot of things working in your favor.
Right.
The other thing that I think has a lot to do with people not wearing the losses as hard is, guess what? That's only at certain places. That hasn't changed in many places. You lose, people are looking for the highest cliff. Like that happens. All right. But the playoff has changed that.
Yeah.
Like I think back to when Alabama lost to Oklahoma. And it was very disappointing for a lot of folks. And frankly, I was on the call. So it was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I mean, goodness gracious, went to go see my family afterwards. Everyone's disappointed, bummed. But hey, we still control our own destiny, right? Like that was the question. Like there was really spinning it more forward than it was like, oh my gosh, we're the worst team ever. I hate everything about my life, like all this stuff. We just don't wear it as hard now because I think we have access still. Like it's just different. It's different now because of the postseason format, I think, more than anything else, which is my biggest concern about going to 24. Now you're really going to be, you won't get mad until the 5th loss of the season. That's when the sky is falling. But now when you lose 1 or 2 games, you're like, we're still good. We're in it. Which is weird.
It is very weird. Kevin Buckley tweets in, as a Bama fan at Cole Cubelic, I watch the games with different emotions. Currently, I'm more forgiving because of the state of the game. That's an interesting attitude. I think it's a great attitude to have. I just don't think a lot of people share that with you. I don't think there's a lot of people that understand guys are leaving. Depth is difficult. Not as many players have played together for an extended period of time. Therefore, being in sync, understanding collectively what the greater good is, the greater goal is on every single play is much more difficult than it used to be. Not a lot of people see that. More people see, why can't they do this? Why can't they do that? What's the problem with this? Why are we failing all the time? And become increasingly frustrated.
Yeah.
Hamilton tweets in, dude, college football is like watching your daughter grow up. You love her so much, and then some guy with tattoos and nose piercings comes in and starts dating her and changing her. You hate him, but you still have to watch her grow up because you love her.
A little deep.
That might be the greatest analogy ever.
A little deep.
I think I'm trying to block that one.
I know. He's
Seems rather
like, hang on a
uncomfortable.
second. We're still a couple years away from Kit.
We're just 10, so it's okay.
We're good.
You got some time.
You got
Man,
time. May is 2. So I
10
got
going
time.
on 20, but we're 10.
Yeah,
So,
you're good.
that's wild.
I mean, I do see part of where he's going in that we're holding on to this. We're holding on to the portion we fell in love with.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And there are parts of it that have fans, us, me, you, all of us have grown apart from. but we don't want to let it go because it has a special place in our heart.
Of course.
But the differences are very frustrating to watch sometimes.
It is. I'm going to be honest with you. I like it better now.
I honestly don't believe that.
I promise you I do. Because all I care about is the game. The game, the game, the game, the game, the game. I ramp up my emotions as a college football fan 20 Saturdays a year, and I include the postseason Thursday in that. I include the bowl game, the December 27th or 28th with 8 bowl games. Like, I include that. There's 25 days a year where it's phenomenal to be a college football fan. It's better than ever. Why? Because I will be honest, as an Alabama fan, allow me to speak from that vantage point. There was a period of time in which the Alabama games were flat out boring to me. It was like, I mean, it really was. It's like as a fan, I'm happy with the dominance, but also at the same time, like, gosh, I'd love to see situationally how we handled a difficult, potentially game-defining third down. Like, to me, I like competitive football. That's probably why I still watch the NFL every week. Like, I love the situational awareness and teams that they got to go for it here. They got to get this fourth down conversion. They got to roll the dice, because if they don't, the momentum's on the other side. They got to steal a possession. They got to extend a drive. Like, I like the strategy of it. And as like a Bama fan, now seeing Bama have to utilize strategic advantages with their coaching decisions, to me, has made it so compelling to watch. Why was Bama the most watched team in college football this year? It's not because they were the best. I can promise you that. But more people watched Alabama play football this year than any other team in college football. And it wasn't that close either, by the way. Why? Because situationally, every game came down to the wire. And even though in some games, like the Vanderbilt game, it ended up looking like it was more, there was 3 or 4 plays in that game that Vanderbilt made it, as opposed to Bama. Totally different ball game. It's crazy. I mean, that's kind of what I love about it now. And it makes it harder. It makes it more stressful. Will I die younger because Bama plays closer games? Dang right. But I'm going to really have lived that shorter life.
Attaboy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you not kind of agree?
To an extent, yeah.
And you've had that a little bit as an Auburn fan for a while, where games are tight. Like, it's not like y'all been running people out of the gym on a week-to-week basis in the last decade. So you've had it for a bit. For a Bama fan, it's new. And I kind of love it. I kind of love that every game's going to be a bit of a grind. Hey, we better have our A game today, boys, or else we're going to get beat. Like, I like the level of accountability that currently exists.
I think you're way too level-headed with your attitude there.
Perhaps I am, but I think
most fans are spoiled to the extent of, why are we not doing that still?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a problem because they're not beating teams by 30. And how could Vanderbilt hang with us? And how are we losing to Vanderbilt? And how are we not beating teams by 28 points? And it's viewed as problematic. And that becomes frustrating to hear, because you have an understanding of just where it all is.
Yeah.
There's a lack of development. There's a lack of continuity. There's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of togetherness. And you're just not going to be able to assimilate. We are having discussions, not saying that they are, but are we not having very fair discussions that Indiana is one of the best teams we have ever seen?
Totally.
How many close games were they in this year?
Tons.
Didn't win every game by 40?
Yeah.
The Ohio State game was close. Penn State game was close.
Yeah.
Iowa.
Miami game was close.
Bama.
Yeah.
So it's like
Close on paper.
close on stars.
Haters.
So one of the best teams of our lifetimes had multiple games come down to the wire, had to scratch and claw in a couple of games to find a way to win. By the way, not against elite teams. Some elite teams, Miami, Ohio State. Some not so elite, as you pointed out, Iowa, Penn State. It's where we are. I think it's better for the overall health of the sport.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think that there are a lot of people in those Bama eras that you're referencing would turn the game off at halftime.
100%.
Or somewhat fringe fans that would say, South Carolina? Why?
Why would I watch
that?
Yeah, why would I watch
Kentucky? I don't even pay attention to that.
Yep.
And it was literally Georgia, LSU, the SEC championship game, and the next postseason games. Otherwise, why would I watch?
There were 3 games a year that you cared about. Literally. Like, all right, Well, we can sleepwalk through this Kentucky game. We can sleepwalk through this Vanderbilt game. We can sleepwalk through this Florida game because they're not any good, and they weren't. But we better be ready to roll if we go to Baton Rouge. Better be ready to roll when we go play against, Tennessee or whoever. I mean, whatever the game is. Like, I think we're in a healthier place. Like, on game day, y'all, at the end of the day, hear me out when I say this. The NFL is the biggest, baddest bully on the block from a viewership standpoint, are they not? By a mile. By a mile. Of the top 100 viewing experiences that we've had in the United States this year, the NFL accounts for like 85%, some absurd number. This year, college football accounted for 7 of the top 100 most viewed games in 2025. Games, events, that includes Academy Awards, Grammys, political programming, so the State of the Union, all these things. College football accounted for 7 of the top 100. In 2024, we accounted for 4 of the top 100. In 2023, we accounted for 3 of the top 100. And most of the time in the BCS and the early college football playoff era, we accounted for 2 or maybe 1. So whether you want to acknowledge your love for the sport is maybe diminished, the sport is actually gaining tremendous traction over the last 3 years. It's crazy, but it is. It's true.
All right, so a lot more around this. There's some texts coming in, more tweets coming in, 800-239-9569. Emotionally, how different is your view of college football this day and age? Do you consume it in a different way? Do you find yourself caring in different ways? More, less? Do you hate it? Do you love it more? We continue to discuss it right after this on Jocks. I like to be fair this morning because I usually do try to do that. And since I've been made aware that the former owner of the Supper Club, John, is tuned in, he did lift that lifetime ban many years after the establishment was shut down.
You were so back.
So
Okay.
contractually, that was lifted, but to be fair, it was also in place for a large amount of time.
You are back.
Gotcha.
And we'll say probably was deserved.
About to say, choke slamming people through tables.
That never happened. That did not happen.
Oh, it was just a Batista
Some
bomb. It
things
wasn't
happened.
Just one
just
straight,
that
not
did not
people.
happen. No. It's okay.
Doing a DDT
no
on top
hard
of the
feelings
stage
there.
into the crowd. It's not, well,
May have also been deserved. Legend tweets in, gambling has exploded in the U.S., becoming legal in multiple states. The reason so many eyes are on college football. Old school hardcore fans don't even know who's on the roster anymore. Gambling keeps the sports alive and not team spirit. So why are Sunbelt ratings not the best ever? Mountain West ratings not the best ever. CUSA ratings not the best ever. I mean, they have lines, correct?
They do.
Okay.
and O-lines.
And D lines.
Nah. A lot of walk around.
Sometimes. All right, 800-239-9569. If you want to get in, share your thoughts with us on how you now view college football. Emotionally, is it different for you? Do you look at it in different ways? Big Sexy tweets in, as a Bama fan, I can honestly say that things got kind of boring between 2011 and 2020.
Same
There
page.
were really only a couple of games every season that had any chance of being competitive, but we loved it anyway.
No question. But answer me this. Like I told Damien this in the break. There was a period, I don't know, 10 years in some cases, where I didn't watch the fourth quarter live. Yes, the fourth quarter in the event in which the game was competitive, of course. But for a long period of time, the fourth quarter was like, all right, we're up by 30. I think we got this one in hand. What's going on with the LSU Texas A&M game? You know what I mean? Like, do you ever not do that? Like, live? Go back and watch the tape.
No, a lot of people do.
But didn't do much for me, frankly. Like, I wanted the thrill, the exhilaration of a close game.
The students did it, and they got yelled at.
Right.
1,000%.
Exactly.
Tadamain tweets in at Mac and Cube, man, Greg, I thought I was a weirdo for feeling that way. It's something about a competitive game that gets me excited. It frustrates me as a Bama fan listening to fans of the team be so hypercritical of them. Winning is hard.
Very hard.
Must ain't played ball.
It's true. Winning is very hard. But it's not, look, it's not that you don't love your team. You can acknowledge that their games for a vast period of time, because a lack of competitiveness, lacked some juice in the third and fourth quarter.
Some interest.
Doesn't make you like your team or root for your team any less.
Yeah.
It's just the reality.
Greg is in Russellville, would like to chime in on the state of college football and how he views it. Welcome in, Greg.
Good morning, Ben. I was going to kind of talk about the I think gambling has made it more viewable too. Another thing is I think a lot of people that have always watched the game, I've got a lot of friends that used to have like season tickets, for 30, 35 years, and they've gotten rid of them. And they find other things now. They'll still watch the game, but let's just like say if we're losing like we were to Indiana, I find myself getting aggravated and cutting it off and go do something else.
What do you go do though? Like, what do you go do?
Well, I mean, nowadays I don't. Used to I wouldn't skate. When I got married, we had the football game. We were playing Vanderbilt. I had the football game going at the reception of my wedding, and I wouldn't schedule anything other than that in a whole season. Now I'll go fishing on Saturday sometimes. I'm a
during the
travel
Bama
agent.
game.
We travel. I'll go fishing no matter who's playing. If it's a nice Saturday. Used to, I'd have never done that though. And
do you have Chris Stewart though, like in your headphones or something? Are you listening to it at least, or you have like?
No, I don't. I've just lost that. But remember,
love
I
and
told you
feeling?
one time before. I told you one time before when we talked about having, people that we looked up to in the sport, like you two guys. Now these guys, I mean, like Ty Simpson, he's amazing to me because he stuck around. I'm a big fan of the ones that stick around, but it takes me a lot of the transfers. I'll get to where I like them, but it's not the same.
You just don't love them.
Well, because you don't know if they're going to be here this year, next year. I loved Caleb Downs, but when he left, I mean,
Traitor.
there's a few Saturdays I was probably ugly toward him.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You don't view them with the same level of connectivity. That's been my biggest concern.
Thank you,
for
Greg.
the long-term prospect for these young men. Like, for example, NIL for Cole and I will last the rest of our lives. The relationship that we have with our school will last forever. That I think is disappearing a little bit. Doesn't make the games any less competitive. I do think gambling helps for sure, of course. But if gambling helps, why is it that other sports are not being viewed?
You can gamble in the NBA, right?
You can gamble in the NHL, right?
Yeah, in the NBA too.
Damien.
That is so.
Did I say anything that was factually incorrect?
It's in court.
They're not
My fault.
innocent until
proven. Still trying to prove that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My apologies.
Don't you dare.
My apologies.
Those ratings are not skyrocketing.
No. Well, they're up a little because of big data. But in reality, year over year, I don't think there's as many people watching the NBA as there once was.
No.
Doesn't make it any less popular. Social media has really helped the NBA. Social media rights has helped the NBA.
It feels like, if we look at this collectively, where we're headed is that maybe the fanaticism for college football has slipped a little bit. But the overall fan base, the general fan base for college football is greatly expanding. And unfortunately, I think the reason that some of the fanaticism is going away are the reasons that other people are now paying attention. Whether that be teams like Indiana, whose fans had literally given up on the sport. There's no reason for them to pay attention to it and change their viewing habits because it's just not going to be good, to now being able to win a national championship. Or other teams that now feel like they can get in the game. They have a chance. Texas Tech, not that they were never good, but now feel like they may have a real chance to actually go win a national championship. When that was kind of cool to think about Michael Crabtree and Patrick Mahomes for a minute, but like we weren't beating Ohio State. We're not going to beat Bama. Now, even though they're not yet, they weren't going to do it this year, even though some people wanted you to believe that. Think that they have a chance to go do that. So to me, that's kind of the way that it looks right now, is that college football is painting a broader picture, but the detail in it, as far as those fans that knew every player on every roster for every team, it's kind of similar. Take our age, not you, Damien, but I think you kind of fall into the category with us here. John, myself, Greg, college football right now is our college basketball 10 years ago, 15 years ago. That's where we're headed.
What?
College basketball 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago, when we loved it and knew every player on every roster and we wanted to watch whatever.
That's a big difference.
I don't think so.
You're talking pre-one and dones.
Not pre, but when it was a select few that could actually do it.
See, like college basketball was at its peak in the 90s, 80s. Like
Not
before
80s,
my time.
definitely 90s, early 2000s. Early 2000s is still really good now.
80s was pretty sporty.
Some guys were sticking around.
80s was pretty sporty. And that was before my time.
When the tournament was like 32 teams?
Don't
What are you
care.
talking about?
Regular
When there
season.
weren't breakaway rims? Stop it. You can't tell me college basketball in the 80s was better than the 90s.
College
No.
basketball in the 90s was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And the one and done came and it became a little bit weirder. And it's like, then guys would be there for a year and they'd look. I also think football is just the popularity of football is just on a whole nother level. It's just basketball is not as popular. It probably won't catch up. Just not. It doesn't mean it's not great. I still watch it. I enjoy it. But then again, There's a style in basketball now that's not quite as appealing. The run and gun, shoot a three, run back, shoot a three, brick, run back, shoot a three, brick, run back, shoot a three, brick. It's like, oh, I mean, that's in the NBA. These are the best players in the world. I think the variety that we saw in the 2000s and having a low post presence, a guy that was just so physically dominant, was like, goodness gracious alive. Like, now you see your 7'1" Karl Anthony Towns jacking it up from the logo. It's like, why is he not down the low post, exhilarating, giving me like testosterone-filled dunks?
Analytics.
Of course. Yeah. I get why they went there.
Duke of Northport tweets in, the parody has made me want to watch other teams to see how those games affect the playoffs. But there's also times I'd rather watch WWE than college football. Maybe college football needs Lane versus Pete in a steel cage ladder match.
Seems like a lot.
You lost me there.
But I will say, I don't think many people are having that debate with themselves of which one of those to watch. But I will say they're also with, think about this, some of the things that a little bit of us old schoolers don't like is helping up the ante in the sport. There's a little more drama with players playing against teams they used to be on, coaches coaching against teams they used to coach with.
Yeah.
Like, what have we already talked about this year outside of the Big Ten telling us when Indiana and Ohio State are going to play? We all pointed to Ole Miss LSU next year, right?
Yeah.
We're already looking forward to it. We probably got 100 games before that we're going to think are really cool and that we want to watch. But we're talking about that one right now.
Yeah.
Not today, but when we found out about it, like, we're going to be tuning into that one. ABC Prime, game day, probably going to be there. What are they going to say? How much security is he going to have? Like, the drama has also been raised in college football, and it's probably not considered good by a lot of people. I don't like a lot of it. I don't like a lot of the reasons we get it, but it's there.
Yeah.
How'd they get him? Why is he leaving? Tampering.
There's a lot of drama.
There is.
Why would the coach leave us for that team? Like the tweeter just said in a few minutes ago. Caleb Downs, or the caller, Caleb Downs. I loved him. I don't like him now. I root against him. Probably said some not nice things. That's drama. We love drama. People love drama. College football has more drama now than ever.
100%.
Tell me that's not even close to real.
100%.
More drama than ever. And think about other sports, other entities of life. Most people like the drama that doesn't directly come from the product that they're looking to consume. It comes from other places, off the field, whatever. So, like you said, NBA greater in the 90s. There's a lot of drama in a lot of other parts of it, on the court and off of the court. So, the viewing habits are changing.
Totally.
Maybe the reasons that we watch, how emotionally involved we are. But I'll still go ask the question outside of Greg and Russellville. What are you doing if you're not watching it?
Right.
Not a lot of people go in the local fishing hole, and skipping Ohio State, Michigan.
I like to be out on the water. Well, that's November.
Not a lot of people going for a walk when Georgia and Bama are playing. Not a lot of people getting their pickleballing in during Florida, Georgia.
Pickleballing?
In. No, it's not happening. Now, Greg also just admitted he scheduled a wedding on a day of an Alabama football game. So I'm not sure how much of he can be trusted. But
not a good litmus test.
To be fair, it was
To
Alabama.
be fair, do you think
Greg?
Greg scheduled the wedding?
hopefully not 2 years ago. That would have been a hell of a reception, by the way. Russellville, Alabama, your reception watching Bama Vandy winning. I got to know what the last call of that reception was like.
Here's an idea for those that are thinking about a fall wedding. Since everybody loves watching the game, you can save money on the band/DJ. Get a projection screen, put the Bama game up. Everyone's at the wedding. You just watch the Bama game. DJs and wedding bands are expensive.
Yeah.
That's free entertainment. Well, you pay your $13 a month to ESPN, but that's free entertainment.
A lot cheaper.
What if
He might be onto something.
What if you've purchased a wedding band in the last month or two, though?
From Bromberg's. different kind of band, but I like where you're at.
I know you're not all the way back in yet.
Right,
But
that
by
was-
God, I can't tee it up much better than
I
that.
mean,
Stumbled
that's a
Bill
good one.
Smith.
I mean-
Can't really, yeah.
Come on, Bediako, catch it.
That's a good one.
That was
All right,
Hunter
who am
Dickinson
I-
that doesn't have the hands.
Who am I going to cross this read up with? Maybe I'll cross up Bromberg's with Polar Bear Services, but I'm going to resist that urge. Look, if you are one of those that purchased a wedding ring in the last couple months and you've celebrated your engagement over the holiday season, congratulations. We'll start with that. That's amazing. Nothing better than being married. You're going to love it. Now is the time, though, where it might be a little bit challenging trying to work on wedding planning. Do you get a wedding band? Are you going to be going head-to-head with Alabama football game during your reception? Can't recommend that. But if you do, you also need to take into account the putting a wedding registry together. It's challenging, but it can be a lot easier if you go and use the experts at Bromberg's. Working one-on-one with Bromberg's bridal consultants, they'll help you select everything you need from china to crystal, silverware, casual pieces to start this new chapter with the experts who know registries best. Plus, you can enjoy 20% off wedding bands and special pricing on wedding party gifts. Register online at brombergsbride.com or visit Bromberg's in Mountain Brook or at the Summit.
All right, Blake, see your call. Got more tweets, got more texts coming in on consumption of college football and mentally, emotionally, how your habits may have changed. Is it good or bad for the future? We'll discuss it next on Jocks. I thought it was interesting what Duke of Northport says. Has the parity, this probably doesn't apply for us, Greg, but I'd be interested to hear from other people. Has the parity made you interested in other teams? More interested in other teams?
The playoff has.
As far as, because you want to see how they're going to fare, like,
Yeah.
or if they're realistically have a chance to get there, what they would do if they got. That's kind of fair too, because like I went back. I probably went to watch. Like I would watch Tulane a lot because of Summerall anyway.
Yeah.
But like I went and watched JMU a lot earlier this year than I probably would have other years.
For sure.
Because it looked like they were going to be in, wanted to see what they were going to look like. All right, listen, like Texas Tech. I probably wouldn't have paid as much attention to Texas Tech as I would have in other years as early. That would have been like a later catch up for me because, they're in the playoffs. They can win it. This new Wrecking Crew defense, even though that was A&M.
They were good on defense.
And then it was great. You watch them and you think to yourself, that's not what everybody thinks it is. Or
They're
some people
pretty
still
good on
can,
defense.
A couple good players.
Pretty good on defense.
How many great offenses they play?
BYU.
Good.
Hater.
Noted.
Hater.
Realist.
I think the playoff has a lot to do with that. And because in reality, in the 4-team playoff era, we all knew what it take to make it in. Like, you got to handle your business.
You didn't have to waste your time on teams we're talking about because you knew they weren't.
Well,
They
no,
weren't
I mean,
going.
they could get in, but all that really mattered is like, I got to win my conference. I got to be undefeated. I got to have one loss. Like, that's how I get in.
But teams we're talking about there, we can name those on one hand in the 4-team era. Cincinnati, Washington. Like, who are the outlier teams in the 4-team era that you had to go watch?
Oh, sure.
That maybe we weren't just paying attention to anyway.
No, that's fair. Like, we're going to be paying attention to Ohio State and all those teams
Right,
anyways.
right.
Like, that's to be expected. What I would say though is it's I think there's a lot now in the 12-team playoff era. There's a level of subjectivity when it comes to evaluating the teams that naturally leads you to want to be up to speed on
Yeah.
what those teams are doing. And because I might be measured against that team. Like, how many people were watching Miami against Notre Dame, against Bama, against Oklahoma, against Ole Miss, against A&M? Like, there was a lot of people, and like, we're not in control of our own destiny. Like, we think we are, but maybe we not. Who knows? Maybe they feel differently about this. Like, I mean, I watched the ACC championship game 2 years ago and called it, and the amount of Bama fans texting in, or texting me, or texting, Sean or whoever, the people that were on our crew, about how does this impact Bama? Like, what does the outcome of this game mean for Bama? And I'm basically telling them, you want SMU to win, though Clemson will be out, so Bama will be in. So like the interconnectivity, unintentional interconnectivity, really had a role in the game. So I think that's why people are naturally watching more teams, more so than the parity, if you will.
Yeah, because when you were running through that, it did make me think, okay, how many people are just interested to see what another team is now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many people are interested just to see, is Texas Tech's defense really that good? Or, oh, man, is Ohio State as good as they usually have been? Which that would have been a team people watch anyway, so it's probably a bad example. Vanderbilt,
Right.
people outside the SEC footprint, are they really watching Vanderbilt to see, man, are they that good? Or I don't know what those consumption habits are like now. Blake in Huntsville wants to chime in on this topic. Welcome into the show, Blake.
Hey guys, appreciate you taking my call. I think y'all kind of hit on all the points I was going to make. I'm an Auburn fan, so I can say that my emotional attachment to that team is definitely way down in the NIL era. But I have found myself watching more games throughout the season from teams across the nation that I never would have watched. After game 6 or 7, I made it a point to figure out what time Indiana was playing that day, and I watched a good bit of Texas Tech and a bunch of random other teams. I was actually looking up on my phone what time teams played when before this NIL era. I didn't care if it wasn't an SEC game. I wasn't watching.
That's really cool and I think really new. How much of that do you think had to do with potential playoff matchups or them just being in it, or just you were hearing that they were good and wanted to see what they were all about?
I think the playoffs maybe had something to do with it, but not much. I didn't play football in college, but that's kind of how me and my dad bonded growing up, is he'd help teach me football. So I know what good football looks like, and I like watching good football, and I really don't care what team it is. So I think it was a mix of a lot of things, to be honest. But I just wanted to see good football, and quite frankly, obviously Auburn wasn't giving that to me. And to be honest, a lot of SEC
Obviously.
teams weren't. So,
I love it. I love
know.
you throwing that in. Good job, buddy.
Appreciate
Yes.
the call, Blake. That is an interesting thought process, and I
Right.
think that would be one of the inherent positives that could be coming out of this.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
More teams have a chance to do more cool things. Therefore, I want to see what they're all about.
Yes.
I don't want Texas Tech first time I see them to be semifinal game against whoever. I don't want to just learn about Tulane when they go to Oxford to play in a playoff game. I want to
Yes.
know for myself, do I think they're good? Are they going to get crushed at the line of scrimmage? Is that quarterback really that great? Do they have receivers that can actually make plays? And so you go find them and you watch them. Like that's the cool part about where we are in college football right there. I don't
For
know how
sure.
much of that there is, but if there is a lot of it, then that's great for the game moving forward. We'll discuss more of that next on Jocks. Does anybody know what a Roman roast sandwich is? I had never heard of this.
Sandwich with Roman roast in it.
It
What
looks
is
good.
Roman roast?
It's a
Have you heard of that?
it's a roast named after Roman Reigns in honor of his
No, I think
Run
it
is-
was, no,
So
it
it's
was
from Georgia
definitely
Tech.
no
Undisputed
Roman
champ.
Harper. Roman Harper.
Roman Harper.
Yeah,
That's a
Not
good
enough
one,
salt
too.
and pepper in
we
it.
in Bama.
Top 10 Romans? I mean, we have a
that-
top 25 Greg on Earth on our show.
That is true.
So, speaking of top 25, Greg, tell our listeners about Canty.
Canty can fix it. Just go online. Foundation specialists in our area that'll get you taken care of. There's a million things here in Alabama that could lead to foundation issues, whether it's uneven ground, moisture, weather, lots, even just the age of your home. So if you're noticing gaps between the crown molding, baseboards, and around windows and doors, if you're noticing concrete sinking or uneven driveways, sidewalks, walkways, you name it, If you're noticing chimneys or porches that are pulling away from the house, then Canty Foundation Specialists that will offer free inspections and estimates so homeowners know exactly what's going on under their house. Their work is backed by lifetime transferable warranty, so call them today at 205-509-3991 or visit it online at Canty, Cantey, canfixit.com. That's canfixit.com.
You think Roman Harper higher or lower than Greg? What was Greg, 21, 22?
23.
23?
Jordan.
I'm going to say higher.
Yeah, I'm gonna say higher.
Lower.
Like higher as in a better ranking?
Better.
He is higher. He's number 11.
There you go.
Wow.
Never in doubt.
Roman Reigns is 7, though, per ranker.com.
What are we doing?
Who's one?
Roman Willemi, Polish theater and film actor. Roman Gonzalez, a boxer, 2. Roman Croter, 3, Canadian filmmaker. Roman Eremenko, soccer player. Roman Polanski, 5.
Whew.
That's a good one.
Roman Tottenberg, 6. So Roman Harper, 11, though.
No Empire?